In 1976, an album of immaculately arranged symphonic jazz rock appeared on the Coastal label from a guy who had been on a few sessions here and there since like the late 1960s and had even played with one notable act from San Francisco. Yes, the person in question, pianist, arranger, composer Howard Wales. And from his album Rendezvous with the Sun, the two-part title track. Hear the piano, just the fluid, like ivory white of the piano mixed with the that kind of churchy organ. Yep, that's a two-handed act by Howard Wales. Very talented guy. Surprising that we haven't seen his name in more places. I guess this could be him doing overdubs with himself because I don't see how he could be holding down both those instruments at once. Um, or, huh. Yeah, it must be because we do have Patrick Gleason on one track on the album, but it isn't this one. Yep, now we're getting into the more swelling section. I love that key change right there. Oh, the way that lead plays off the key center and the way it kind of bends. That. Okay, a guitar on this album is credited to Jim Vincent, and who had been in a Caesar 830, yeah, Latin rock band, and put out an album in '75 on Flying Dutchman, and the other person credited on guitar, as well as vocals, although not on the two-parter I'm playing here, Bill Champlin. Yes. Oh, that ivory against that really kind of sunny, bright synth sustain. It's like it really matches the beautiful, the admittedly generic though beautiful nonetheless front cover of just like ocean waves from the coast with the setting sun, or nah, I guess actually the rising sun. Yeah, it's kind of bright, kind of has that brighty orange yellow quality to it. This is so powerful right here. The way that synthesizer just kind of like rises up like that amid that guitar part. Okay, who's giving us the bass, the descending bass parts? Let's see. Quite a few people. Well, okay. 3 bassists are credited on this album, but we can rule out 2 of them since they have select tracks that are not these. Doug Kilmer, yes, and drums by Tom Donlinger. Yeah, these aside from Bill Champlin and Patrick Gleason, I'm not recognizing the names I'm seeing. Oh, Peter. Okay, that I'll introduce that in the next track. Yeah, but some talented people who I imagine have some session credits. Oh, the combination of those 2 keyboards, the synthesizer and the piano. Yeah, Doug Kilmer, the bassist I just introduced, he played with Commander Cody for a time. Yeah. Oh, and he also played with Norman Greenbaum. Oh, and now we're Mr. Spirit in the Sky guy. And we are now about to really hear him rolling out. We've also got quite a bit of percussion on here, and they are played by Peter Escovedo. Yes, Peter Escovedo, the prolific Latin percussionist who did a number of things, led his own orchestra, played in Azteca, released a number of solo albums during the 1980s. Yeah. He was brother of Coke Escovedo, yeah. And Coke was also cut some Latin jazz funk albums during the mid-1970s. And he is the father of Sheila E., I guess. Yeah, he's the father of singer-percussionist Sheila E. Sheila Escovedo. I hear that sound just kind of like wheezing, fizzing out, that... Okay, Howard Wales on this album, he plays piano, arp, string ensemble, electric piano, and synthesizer. That's what it says. So it says synthesizer twice. It specifies one of them. Yeah, and... the way it's just like wheezing up and. The intensity, it just won't let up, and the intensity of the drums just kicking in, and I guess this is kind of that mixture of like Latin percussion with that really weird wheezy sound is kind of reminding me of the Caldera track I did a few weeks ago, which had kind of a, because I remarked in the video how it was an odd, very unique juxtaposition of like that avant-garde synthesizer sound and kind of like a Latin jazz funk setting, and I kind of also remarked only in the mid-70s. Yeah. That's what's so special about this era. Those Fender kind of light keys amid the guitar solo we got going here. I'm going to imagine that that's Jim Vincent on guitar, the guy from Caesar 830. The bass is just kind of like playing like a simple tune-up, boom, 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 like just going up half a step and back, boom, 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 F sharp G, F sharp G. Fender has that kind of glowy tone, and while the guitar is just kind of like wailing away, wailing, squiggling, like. That cadence right there, that bum 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 bum. You know what that's kind of reminding me of? Although this comes before. The Rush instrumental from Hemispheres that I did just a few months ago. The title of which, the pronunciation, bum 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 that. Hear a little bit of creeping. I don't know if you can hear them, but they were just so faint. There was like a little bit of like way deep down the mix as it faded out. Yeah. Howard Wales, Rendezvous with the Sun, Part 1 and Part 2 from the pianist, composer, arranger's 1976 Costal Records release, Rendezvous with the Sun. His prior credits include a one-album stint with the band A.B. Sky, spelled S-K-H-Y, yeah. And, it was on their first of two albums on MGM, kind of a blues rock album that came out in 1969. Let's see, and he appeared on the Grateful Dead's American Beauty album, played on 3 tracks, I guess. Cut a few, appeared on albums by Harvey Mandel. Appeared on the 1970 Shades of Joy, the music of El Topo. I think that was kind of a soundtrack. That album, that album has kind of gained a cult following in recent years. It's like an early kind of funk psych album. And perhaps most significantly, he cut a collaborative album with Jerry Garcia in 1971, Hooter Roll, on Douglas Records. Yeah. And then it seems as though 5 unrecorded years, and that all those credits done by 1971, and then 5 years later he resurfaces with this fine album on Costal, and was only sporadically heard after that. Actually, after appearing on a record by a pop band Indigo on Warner Brothers in '77, it seems like he has no other credits until the mid '90s. He must have went into teaching or something. I'm not sure, but he does have a website. But it's inactive, or it's no longer up. A talent like that is too great to waste. I'm surprised there aren't more credits, more info on this fellow. Howard Wales, yeah. A great talent who I guess released his... And we just heard the 2-part title track from what has got to be his finest hour. For more Rubies and Sapphires from the Howard Wales Rendezvous with the Sun album, see the directory of albums from 1976, linked in the description below, for thousands of red-hot tracks and thousands of fine purples from over 1,740 albums at present time. Yes, one of the most jam-packed years in the history of recorded music, with creativity and musical invention brimming around the world across numerous areas of the music scene. Like and subscribe and follow me on social media, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the 2-part track we just heard. The layers, the arrangement, the composition, the instrumentation, the counterpoint, the subtleties and intensity and dynamics and the sounds, the soloing. Yeah, who had the best break? What was the best moment? And until next time... Oh, and if you are able to fill in a few more details on this mystery genius, Howard Wales, yes, do fill us in there too. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled trimaximalist, signing off.